Okay, so another question for Sean. We are going to be asking him, right, we'll do it on voice note because he's away working in London. So this is going to be such a random question. Okay, my next question is, what's your most irrational man rule? That's even if you have one. Let's see what he says. Okay, so here is Sean's response to my question.
I don't think I have an irrational man rule, to be honest with you. You know, just the old school ones. You know, you respect your elders. Fucking, you know, look after your own. Don't shit on your own doorstep. You know, don't hit women. You know, fucking. Just. No, there's nothing irrational. Yeah. No, don't think so. Just normal, healthy ones, really. You know, if I see someone in trouble, I'm going to step in. And I suppose not a lot of people would do that. I suppose that's kind of a little irrational, but I think it's something that should be, you know, done more. Because you see so many dickheads on the train and you look around, no one says nothing. Like that dickhead on the coach, you know. Nobody was going to say anything and it took me to say something for it to change. So, I suppose in other people's eyes it's a bit irrational, but if there's no risk, there's no reward. And the reward was the dickhead shut up and everyone had a happier journey. Yeah, I suppose that's my only irrational one. I don't like bullies and just rude people. And if no one says anything, I'm gonna.
So we was on a trip to Blackpool when he was on about the coach, and this guy had his phone full chat. He was obviously on a video call or something, and there was people singing, but we couldn't really understand what they were singing, but it was like really, really loud, and it was irritating everybody on the bus because you could hear it throughout the whole, coach. And it went on for ages and it just got louder and louder and louder, and Sean eventually said something to the guy to turn it down because everybody just had enough at this point. You know, we was travelling from London to Blackpool, and that's no short stint on a coach. And we enjoyed the coach trip, apart from this guy doing that. So once he said something, like there was like, I don't know, there was 5 or 6 people that said thank you to Sean because he asked the guy to just turn it down. Like, enough's enough. You know, there's people trying to sleep. You know, people are travelling in a business. People are travelling and want to sleep on the journey because obviously there's not much to do. As we did, we caught some Z's whilst we were travelling as well. And it was quite a nice journey, especially for Sean because he hasn't been that far up the country. I've travelled all around the UK, so I've seen a lot of sights, but I still enjoy it. I love travelling. Doesn't matter whether it's on coach, train, bus, whatever. But I love his morals where he will say something when other people are afraid to step in and say something, because for women, you know, this guy, he didn't, you know, nobody knows how this guy's going to react. And that's why Sean stepped forwards, because there was a lot of women at the back of the bus, and that's where he was sat. We was the only couple that was at the back of the bus. So, you know, Sean has very good morals and standards like that will say, hang on, please turn that down because it's unnecessary. But yeah, so that's his reply to those random ones. More random questions on the way.